Hi guys, this is Expat Ian in the Philippines again. So I've had a request from a YouTuber, Expat Expat 6531. So I've had to make a list of all all of the things he's requested. So forgive me for looking down and reading on my list. So he wanted my story of my life, because I've been to a few countries. So for example, how I ended up in Germany, or how I ended up going to Germany from the UK. And then later leaving Germany, going to China, and then from China ended up here in the Philippines. So he also wants to know like the culture differences from every country, how I chose my location here in the Philippines, how I spend my time here in the Philippines, the attitude of Philippine to China, and also the attitude of the Chinese towards the Philippines, and then my attitude, or what I think now of the UK, being that I haven't been there for a very long time, or I left there for a very long time. So this could be, it could be quite a long one, so just bear with me. So we'd have to start off when, so the UK, why did I leave the UK? So in 1980, I joined the British Army on my 17th birthday, done the soldier training, and then I done my trade training. I was in the REME, Royal Electrical and Mechanical Engineers. So after you do your trade training, we got a piece of paper of all the places that we'd like to go to. So they post you out. There was 10 places on the piece of paper, and from the 10 we had to tick 3. So there was lots of places in the UK, Germany at that time, because we had a lot of soldiers posted in Germany, and then there was Hong Kong, and it goes on and on and on. So because I wanted to stop near my family, I chose 3 UK towns to be posted to. Because my surname is Walter, W, you always come at the bottom, because they do everything alphabetically. So when I got called up, so Walter, you're going to Germany. Even though I took 3 UK, so I says, well, I didn't want to go to Germany. I wanted to stop here in the UK. No, there wasn't any places left, and you're now going to Germany. So September the 17th, 1981, I flew from Stansted Airport to Dusseldorf, Germany. And yes. Actually, it wasn't quite bad when I got there. So there was some guys that had been there already for a year or 2 years, and the first weekend was really good. So I thought, oh, this is not a bad place after all. and yes, so in the end, I married a young, blue-eyed, long blonde hair German woman, and that's how then I got to stay in Germany. So I left the forces in '87 and worked then in the German companies. Culture. At that time, in the '80s, the Germans still hated the British because of what happened. And where I was living in Germany, there was lots of barracks, and the Germans, they hated us. All the bars were out of bounds, and you walk through the streets, and there's the Tommies. They call us Tommies, and you always, like, if I walked through the town alone, it was all of a sudden this quietness. Everybody would like change. Oh, this is really funny. There was me and one of my friends. So my wife, she used to live in a town just down, or a next town from where I was stationed, and so I'd been there regularly, so I know where all the bars and like small restaurants were. So I said to my friends, "Oh, I know this nice little bar. Says we'll go in there for a couple of beers." And outside you could hear them, all the noise. They're all laughing, and all the old guys. They're all laughing and jeering. They're playing the games, and so me and my friend, we walked into this bar, and it was like on these Western movies. You got the music playing, and everybody's drinking, and then two guys come in, and all of a sudden everything goes dead. Like everybody, it was exactly like that. We go in there, and all of a sudden, boom, quiet. No, you could hear a pin drop on the floor. Look, we both looked at it. Uh-oh, is this really a good idea? I thought, oh, come on, So we went to the bar. Said, oh, can we have 2 beers, please? Yes. So we started, and then as we were drinking, everybody started then talking to each other again. And after 3 or 4 beers, everybody it started to get then normal. But I'll never forget that. That was really funny. Yes. So yes, culture. So when I first met my wife, especially her mother, she hated me. Oh, you only come here, the British soldiers, and you take all the young girls away, and you marry them and take them back to your country, and this is how the majority of the Germans they were thinking. So everything was bad about these soldiers. But then, after the war went down, a lot of the soldiers left then, and I didn't have any problem at all. Actually, my wife's family, they did like me in the end. No, and of course, the longer you're there, and I could speak really good German, it's in any country around the world. If you know how to speak their language, you're number one. You're seen really good, because they think, you take an interest in their language and the way they live and everything. So yes, so that's Germany. Yeah, of course they have their own way of living, but it was okay. It was good. And then from Germany, I used to go maybe once or twice a year. I used to go back to the UK, Rugby in the Midlands. What I noticed after a long time, the biggest point where I noticed everything was changing was when I was in China, because when I went to China, I didn't go back to Europe for 8 years, and everything was just going downhill in not Germany, but in the UK. The way the people, all the old people, they're just walking around, and all the shops were closing, and it was getting really bad. And then I was thinking that time already, no, I'm not going to end up like that. So I already had in Germany, so like planned, so this is what I'm going to do, so I don't end up like that. And yeah, plans. You always have your plans, and plans do go wrong. They don't go according to your plan. So in 2007, I had a big private problem, which in the end resulted in me leaving Germany, because I had the choice. I could have stopped in Germany, but I didn't want to. So it was either go back to the UK, but as I just mentioned, it was, I don't know. The other point is, I was trying to find a job in the UK, and a lot of the places that I was looking at, you had to be able to talk Russian or Polish in the UK. And I'm going, what? Because it says when the war went down in Germany, that opened up all the borders from East Europe. So you had all the cheap labour going over to the UK. So where I lived in England, it was all taken over from the Russians and Romanians and Polish, opening up new factories and all the shops and everything. So I thought, no, well, I'm not going to learn a language to be able to live in my own country. I'm not going to. So I said to my boss in Germany, I says, well, I heard that there's a place still in China in our company going, which I helped to set up in 2005. And he said, oh yes. So he says, instead of losing you, we'd rather send you then to China, which is then what happened. So that's how I ended up in China. And I worked there for 12 years. And as I just mentioned, I was there 3 times in 2005 setting up the company. So I already knew what was happening there, and the people, the food, and everything. And I was sort of an Asia fan anyway before, a long time before that. I was always interested in Asia, not just China, Japan, and it's just so interesting to me. So when I did have the chance to go, I thought, oh, great. My wife at that time said to me, the first time, she says, oh, because the company phoned me, and she says, oh, what was that? Yeah, they asked me if I'd like to go to China for 4 weeks. Go, do it. You probably never get, who gets the chance to go to China? So the 4 weeks, in the end, 12 years. But yeah, it was good. Well, if it wasn't good, I wouldn't have stopped there for 12 years. Anyway, that's how I got from Germany to China. Culture-wise, yes, very big difference. I don't know how many you guys have been to China. When you first go there, I was just laughing. It's really funny, because they do a lot of things that look funny at the beginning. After you've been there for a few years, it's not funny anymore. Either it's stupid, or you oh my God, look what they're doing now. What, oh Jesus. And there was one of my friends, he says so it's not culture shock, because you've been there already for a few years. But I think they call it, it's like China syndrome. It's when you've been there for a few years without leaving, so going back to your home country just to clear your head for a few weeks or a month. So, because a lot of guys, it does affect them. So I was there 8 years before I was okay. It didn't affect me. So, but then it's like I mentioned before. When I did go back, I was shocked when I went back home, back to England. How everything got. The people that live there in England, they don't realise it because it's everyday life for them. But when I've been away for 8 years, I'm still thinking like 8 years ago. And I go back and I goes, well, where's that shop gone? Where's that shop gone? Where's the shopping precinct gone? Where's this gone? Where's that gone? And then you look at it, like I said, the state of the people, they look so, poor, and I'm going, oh my God, what's happened? So that's why I said, no, I'm not going back to Europe at all. And while I was in China, or when I went to China, and because of the problems I had in Germany, I wasn't quite interested in women anymore. I just wanted to go there, do my work. I had a couple of friends, we had some good times, and I thought, women, no, not interested. Too much trouble. Well, I think it didn't even take 2 months, and that's where I met my Filipina. So 2007. And that's then how I got interested in the Philippines. So we were together, and then so I said, I have a holiday, let's go then to the Philippines. So every year we used to come down to the Philippines, to where we live now. And we used to, so it was like a 2-week holiday. What we used to do then is 1 week on Boracay, and 1 week then with the family in a hometown here, or the other way. It doesn't. And then, of course, then Christmas and New Year with the family. So from a very early time, it was clear, well, to me, that I would be settling down in the Philippines. Culture, the Chinese. It depends how you are able to think. They're not like us. They don't think like us. And also we don't think like them. So it's hard for us, well, it goes both ways. They don't understand us, and it's hard for us to understand them when you're talking about something. It's like, because when I was teaching the workers how to do something at work, it used to take ages. Something simple, and you think, well, back in Europe, it's, they do it. Not here. They're thinking about it. Why is he telling us how to do it that way? Can we not do it another way? We don't do it like that in China. And it was the same with everything. Like driving as well. Oh, driving. I stopped driving. I used to love driving in Europe. I'm actually a qualified driving instructor. And it just done my head in China. So I just let myself, we had a company driver, he used to drive me around. It's just all the habits, you get used to them after a while in China. Spitting on the floor. Being sick everywhere in the bars and karaoke bars, and it's a normal thing after a while. Because it's going to happen even before you go there. And then cutting their toenails on the bus behind you. You can hear the clip like click, click, and you got all these bits of nail flying past you. Oh, dearie me. It's like I said, I'm laughing again because it's a funny experience, but some will go, "Whoa, God, disgusting." It is actually, but they don't think anything of it. For them, it's just it's normal. Yeah. How the Filipinos think about the Chinese or Chinese, I don't really know. The Filipinos don't say much about the Chinese, I've noticed. And also the Chinese about the Filipinos. There were a few Filipinos working in the hotels where I used to live. And they had mostly head positions. There was one, the lobby manager of the hotel. The other one was the chef cook in the kitchen, and one of his cooks used to help him. But what I found was the Chinese, when they go abroad, they still think they're at home. They do anything, they push, and they're spitting, and the food's all over the table, they throw it on the floor, and it's just they behave like they are at home. They never get that under, you're in a different country now, you have to behave. No way. And then it's like, I had a couple of arguments at the airports in different countries with the Chinese. I think one was when I was in Vancouver. There was some guys, an old woman, trying to push me out the way. I said to them, "Hey guys, I said, you're not in Shanghai now, You're not in China, you're in Canada. You're not at home. These are not your rules." And they look at me as if I'm stupid. Ah, yeah. What I forgot to mention is I was also in Mexico. I think five times. Each time for I think 4 or 5 weeks or 6 weeks. Very, very similar to the Philippines. So I was quite surprised. So I had no trouble. Actually, it doesn't matter where I've been. I've got on with the locals very, very good. And they, for some reason, seem to like me. I know. Yeah. Everywhere, I just try to be funny. So this is what I think this is what they like. Yeah, in Mexico, very, very friendly people. Like I said, it's very, very similar to the Philippines. So I felt very at home, one could say. I did have the chance to stop there permanently, but then my wife didn't like that because too far away from the Philippines, which I can understand. So I had to turn that down and stop for a short while still in China before we came over here. So yes, so China, then I came then to the Philippines. So that was another problem that we had. My wife, so she got ill, had to have an operation and blah 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 blah. So I finished work a few years earlier than planned, because we didn't know how it was going to turn out, and I felt bad then because she was here in the Philippines, getting her operation and treatment and everything, and I was still working in China, and it wasn't good. So I said to her, I've got to, I want to spend some time with my wife. And quite fortunate, actually, or lucky, we left January 2020. That was right before the lockdowns in the March 2020. So if we would have stopped another month or two, or as planned in China, we would have been stuck there for another couple of years. So that was very, very lucky. So yes, January 2020, we came into the Philippines. Originally planned to live next to or with the family in one of the barangays here in the town, and my wife had already been building a house for us to stop in. She was doing that with the money that I was giving her every month, that we guys normally do with our Filipinos. But after a while, my wife says, "Oh no, I don't want to live here because, you know, too much trouble and too much noise." So in one of the subdivisions on the other side of town, her sister-in-law, she says, "Oh, there's a lot free in the subdivision. Would you like to go? And if you're interested," we said, "Well, not really, but we'll go and look anyway." So we came to this subdivision, and then this is also a funny story. I'll tell you, when I was 10, I used to do taekwondo and jiu-jitsu. And our instructor was teaching us how to meditate. So I was sitting there, eyes closed, and he says, "Just sit, relax, keep your eyes closed, deep breathing, and try not to think of anything. Just let your mind." So, and then after, I don't know how long it was, then he says, "So, what did you see in your, you know, when you had your eyes?" And I says, "Oh, it's like a bridge, and then like a river or something, with trees, and a house." I says, "Oh, okay." So that was it. So now we come back to the subdivision. So we come to the subdivision to get to this lot that we were looking at. In the subdivision, there's a river that flows through the middle of the subdivision, and we have to drive over this bridge, which goes around. And then, as soon as I saw that, I thought, oh, my hair started going up my arms. And then we seen the lot, and then the area and the trees, and straight away I turned to my wife. I said, "Yes." She says, "What?" I said, "Yes." "Yes, what?" "Yes. We'll take it." It's just this feeling that I got, and then remembering back to when I was 10. And I says, somehow this is all, you know. So that's what we done. So we bought the lot. So you know, this was it. Bought the lot, done the planning for the house, built the house, which is where we are now. So that all went to plan. Oh dear. So yes, that's how I ended up here and where we are today. Culture shocks. So culture in the Philippines, for me, no problem whatsoever. You get this, either you're an Asia fan or you're not. You get lots of expats over here, dare I say it, Americans. They come over here, they want their steaks, and they want this, and they want that, and oh, whatever, blah, 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 blah. Hey, we're in the Philippines. There's many Filipino foods, and if you don't like some of them, I've posted some videos before. If you haven't checked them out, please do. You can get all different types of food here. Yeah, I'm not going to go through the list. Just you can watch my videos that I've posted before. No trouble whatsoever with food here in the Philippines. Yeah, the locals, the friendliest people in the world. You got other bloggers as well from America. Philippines is shit. The food shit, weather shit, people shit. I think, why are they still here then? Why don't they go back home? So I've been here now 4 years, and I will not be going back to Europe. This is my home. I've mentioned in a video before, I have nothing to go back to in the UK, and I have nothing to go back to in Germany, so this is my home. The song, I don't know his name now. My home is where I lay my hat. So, guys, I hope this was enough information for you. If you need any more, just let me know, and I'll see what I can do. So we're running on 31 minutes now, so that was a long one. I don't think many of you have watched to the end, but it doesn't matter. For those who have, thank you very much. So if you found this video interesting, you liked it, give me the thumbs up. If you did not like it, and I say this every time, if you did not like it, you can give me your thumbs down, it's your opinion. Tell me why you put the thumbs down, why you did not like it, and tell me what you'd like to know and like to see, and I'll see what I can do for you. If you have not subscribed, please do so, and press the notification button so you'll be notified when I post a new video, and please share with all your family and friends. So that's all from me now. I'll catch you in another time. So it's goodbye.